The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
You're listening to the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show. Listener discretion is advised at all times.
Hello and thank you once again for downloading and listening to another episode of the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show. My name is Clive, I'm joined by Ricky. Hello Ricky.
Good evening, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. And we have some old friends back with us tonight, just in time for Wrestlemania. Hello JR.
Hello, guten Tag to all my friends in Germany.
And hello Barry.
Hello and good evening everybody. Welcome back.
So, as we've mentioned, this is a go-home show, but I have to give you a wee bit of caveat that we are recording this a week early due to holiday commitments and stuff like that, so I won't actually be available for a podcast the actual week before WrestleMania. So this is going to be a WrestleMania preview / predictions show. We are under the no illusions that things could change quite drastically on the Raw and Smackdown before WrestleMania, but you can listen to us just now and laugh back and think they're a bunch of idiots for saying things that were not obviously the case. As far as I'm aware, there are a ridiculous 14 matches scheduled for WrestleMania. So we're just going to get started. No small talk tonight. Let's get tore into it. We'll talk about and predict and preview the Women's Battle Royal. Ricky, would you like to go first? Do you have any expectations for this at all?
Other than I enjoy Royal Rumbles / Battle Royals, regardless of what the quote unquote prize is for it. But that's the only reason why I'm interested, because I just generally do like watching those kind of matches. But if it's going to be treated like the Andre the Giant, then why should anyone really care? So it's a nothing match for me really, but like I say, I watch it and I'll kind of enjoy it just purely because I like those kind of matches.
JR, we have what looks like it's going to be a vehicle for a Sasha versus Bayley feud. We've been there since the beginning in NXT, followed these girls from the start. Do you think this is what's going to happen?
I really hope so. I mean, it's been a fucking slow burner for a really, really long time. How long have they been teasing this for? Seriously?
A bit too long, I think.
Sasha should have been turned like many moons ago, regardless if it was to build up for this Bayley feud, because she just works so much better there. So, aye man, hopefully, and I would really, really want to get that.
Barry, you excited for the Women's Battle Royal at all?
It was pretty good because it's the first ever Women's Battle Royal. The Royal Rumble was pretty good, so I'd imagine this will be not as equally as good, but it'll still be a good match. But if I'm honest, if it's on the pre-show, I'll probably miss it. So I'm planning on sticking that on. No. It's just too much wrestling for one night for my liking to try and stay awake for anyway. So, but if I was to predict then it would happen, I would imagine it would come down to Sasha and Bayley, to be honest with you. Other than that, I'd be quite surprised if at the ending then.
It's the only thing that's going on for me that has any of my interest. It's Sasha versus Bayley. So hopefully this gets at least 5 minutes towards the end where they can just get to have a match together.
But for me, I don't think it will be in a pre-show because it is the first ever Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. So for that, I'm kind of expecting it to be on the main show, the main card.
Sorry, I stand corrected. Actually, I actually said that myself. It will be the Andre the Giant that's in the pre-show, because it's the first ever one. It'll be on the main show.
Yep.
They'll still be able to like mix it up. So regardless of where it comes, like it'll be decent. I really like the pre-show. Like before Mania starts, it gets me so fucking pumped for it.
Who's your pick then, JR?
For this Women's Battle Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck, predictions. Fuck. left it, so aye, Sasha.
You going for Sasha?
Aye.
Barry?
I think it's a tough one. Sasha's been unlucky a few Manias recently, so aye, I'll go with Sasha as well.
Ricky?
Hey, I'll go Bailey.
Good lad. I've went for Bailey as well. I think we'll see Sasha go full heel. I know she attacked Bailey in Raw this week, one of the better segments on Raw this week, I think. But that's a feud that will continue over the next couple of months, and I think it will start it off with Bailey winning the Battle Royal, and it will get Sasha really jealous and she'll just go crazy. She'll probably win the overall feud, but I think Bailey for the win. So we are split in opinion there. Next up is the men's Battle Royale, which, as you all probably believe, will be on the on the pre-show. Guys, I really couldn't care less about this at all.
Has it ever had a real consequence? Even when Baron Corbin won it, and he's lauding that trophy about, thinking he's the best cunt ever. It doesn't go anywhere. It needs to mean something.
I don't think it does. I've went for a random prediction just because I'm going to give 10 points to whoever gets this one right, and I've also put 5 points for the Women's Battle Royal, but 10 points if, for me, Apollo Crews wins the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Fuck's sake.
I'm gonna go for, what is it? Is it Axel
Foley?
One in the Mr. Ash?
Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel to win.
Okay, that's just as random as Apollo Crews, so you won't hear any complaints from myself. Ricky?
I will go Broken Matt Hardy, or Woken Matt Hardy, sorry.
Oh, good shout. And Barry?
Well, you bet me to it. That's who I was going to go for as well. Don't really care much about the match, but it was announced there on Monday in Raw, so I would agree, Matt Hardy.
That's fine. Right, so just a wee sort of behind the scenes thing. Vicky, you decided on the match order for us to talk about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you've put the Cruiserweight third.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a dig at me?
For fuck, no.
Fuck's sake, 205.
No, not at all.
Right, do you get...
Because before you say anything, this... If they're given, say, 15, say 20 at a push, right? That's 20 including the entrances, right? This really could be match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
It really, really could. Obviously, I don't religiously follow 205. I have been watching the tournament thus far. For me, from the outset, it did seem like this was going to be the match. And I know you tweeted out or you put on Facebook or something, you thought it should have been Mustafa Ali and Drew Gulak.
Yep.
And I kind of agree. I enjoyed their match, but I think, like I said, for me, it's not a dig at you, because I genuinely believe that if they're given the right amount of time, this truly could be one of the top 3 matches of the night.
I agree.
But I have a feeling that they're going to put this on the pre-show, which is a bit of a shame.
Well, I'm under no illusions that it probably will be in the pre-show, and it doesn't bother me, because I was just kind of yanking your leg when I was getting on at you there, because I think it is, in terms of importance of the overall card, it is quite low. I follow it avidly, but so I will go out of my way to watch it, and I'm going to make a bold claim. I don't know if everyone has been watching 205 religiously for the last wee while, but if you look at the rest of the card, right, each match's build has had a wee stumbling block here or there. I think the build to the Cruiserweight final has been the best booked build to a WrestleMania match out of the lot of them. Would anyone like to counter that?
Did you say the Cruiserweight's been the best build?
Yep.
I think
it's been flawed. There hasn't been anything bad about it at all. So in terms of just consistency,
I think I think what helps it is the fact that it was a tournament style format, and a lot of people enjoyed that, and you do generally kind of enjoy it. So in that sense, they had that in its favour. I have enjoyed the Brock and Roman build, even though it's quite obvious what kind of angle they're pushing here and why they're pushing it. I've also enjoyed the Smackdown tag title build as well, but no, like, it's hard to argue that this has probably arguably been the best build, but I think in part because you got that tournament that's lasted about a month or so, and it seems it's built momentum each week. So yeah, but you're not going to get too many arguments from me, to be honest.
Who would you have?
They really need to give this match like a good time though, because like last year they gave Neville and Aries. Did they give them a proper amount of time?
They did give them a good amount of time. It's just that it was the very first match. That's all.
Yeah, the placement will hurt, but I think that this actually, if this is on the pre-show, I'll definitely be tuning into it. Definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's got to be like the last match of the pre-show, though.
Yes. Because
that at that point the entire arena is full, the stadium's full, and it'll almost feel like it is on the main card because there'll be so many people in it. Because in part the problem last year was that a lot of people were still coming in, and it literally was half full. So, like you said, placement of this match is key because they deserve it, because it's been. A lot of people have bought back into it, even though the actual product and some of the match quality hasn't exactly been like better than it had been in the past. It's just, I think a lot of people were not too enamoured with the previous champion, and that was a big problem for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Barry, have you got any input at all? I don't think you watch 205 Live that much, so it's understandable if you do.
No, that's right. I'll just be as professional as I possibly can, but I don't watch it at all. But just through hearing and reading stuff, it does seem as if I found the time I should be able to actually tune into it. But no, I think this unfortunately will be in the pre-show, this match, and it probably will only get about 10 minutes, I think, 15 max. And I don't actually think it would disagree. I don't think it will close the pre-show fighting, because looking through the rest of the card, I don't think they'll fit 12 into the main card either. So I've got a sneaky suspicion there's a third match going to be unfortunately in the pre-show. One of the surprise packages to actually close the show. I've looked through the rest of the card and I can't even pick one, so it's going to be unfortunate for somebody. Like they done with Ambrose Corbin last year.
Aye.
Tags on maybe the US, I think.
So
the problem with the US, right? It's not a problem. Is for me, there's not a chance in hell Randy Orton's going to be on a pre-show.
I know, that's exactly.
That's like one of the absolute biggest names in the industry. There's no chance he's going to be on. He's not going to be on a pre-show, I don't think. And that's. I would normally agree with that comment, but I just don't think it's going to be Randy. I think it is going to be the cruiserweights and the men's battle royal. I think we're going to do two.
Yeah, two definite.
I genuinely cannot think of anyone else who they're going to put on a pre-show.
I think the Raw Women's title will go on
pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, that's a too big a match.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 3 other bigger matches on the main show.
But I suppose actually, if it was to be a third, that would probably be the pick. I suppose. And I
don't want to sound like sexist or anything like that, but I think they might be in a little bit of fear of catching a bit of flack if they put a women's match on it. And for me, if you're going to put a women's match on, it has to be the Battle Royal, because that Nia Jackson, I think that's going to be a real good match, and I don't think it's pre-show. It's not wanted to go into pre-show, because I think that match holds a lot of significance.
I don't think it is as well, but I mean, normally I would say it is quite sexist, but the fact is there's 3 other matches involving women on the actual card anyway, so they would get away with it.
Aye, I mean, you've got...
Imagine you just put Brock and Roman on the pre-show.
I'd be getting gassed that night if that happened.
See, it's either going to be the Raw Women's or Tag titles, because you've already got Asuka Charlotte, you've already got the Ronda Rousey match and the Women's Battle Royal. So they're good. Like, maybe they'll keep Nia Jax. We'll get to the Women's predictions in a wee while, but before we'll continue, we'll talk about the Raw tag titles for a while. But can I just quickly get all of your predictions for the Cruiserweight final?
It's Cedric Alexander for me.
Okay, you're incorrect, but anyway, thank you for your...
Are you doing this? Are you doing this again? No, 2 seconds. So it's Cedric versus Mustafa Ali. Did I get that right?
Uh-huh.
And who's got the Hoover on in the background?
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise that. No, I had to boil the kettle for the rain there. Sorry.
Cedric Alexander still back.
Ricky, do you want to give your answer?
Mustafa Ali.
Correct answer, well done. Barry?
I think before we just elaborate, I think he's an absolute superstar, and I think it makes sense to give him it because he can be really, really big for that for the company in that division.
I think he's more relatable than Alexander. I like Alexander, but I just find myself more drawn to what Ali does.
I think also because... Sorry, John Ross, on you go.
I was just going to say that my reasoning behind that is that it's a kind of thank you for the Enzo situation, because he was going to get it off him and then allegedly Enzo raped somebody.
Mm-hmm. I think also what plays into part is the fact that Mustafa Ali, like on social media and Twitter and that, comes across really well and seems to be like a decent guy that a lot of people can sort of gravitate to. I just think like all around, just his character, his wrestling ability, etc. It's something that I think the company would appeal to, and it's something that it's completely different from the previous champion as well. And I'm not saying Cedric Alexander is good like that, but I'm more so drawn to Mustafa Ali.
Barry, have you got a prediction?
I think Barry's just dropped his phone.
No, sorry, I just choked on a sweet there, sorry. I would agree with everybody. I would go with a victory. I'm just going to guess because I don't watch it, like I said. I would say that Mustafa Ali shocks the world that night.
Okay, right, so Barry, what do you think about how the Raw Tag Team Title Championship match has come about in the last couple of weeks? Are you looking forward to it at all? Is it a step down for both acts?
I'm just quite surprised Braun's going to be involved in a tag team match, to be honest. For the build he's had the last year, I thought he'd have been involved in a singles match at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
It would have made more sense for him. Should be getting his big moment. So too many aftermath events, attacking people for no reason. It's not really doing anything for him, so just proves it's done nothing for him because he's getting a tag title shot. But I know it's a bit harsh in the tag division, but it just seems as if they didn't know what to do with him, so he just got flung into the deep end, and I don't even know if he's going to have a tag partner, to be honest.
I mean, as I said, by the time this podcast gets released, he could have a tag partner. So, but we're just going on the assumption that he doesn't at the moment. And
does this actually like do anything for both parties?
No.
Like it. For me, I'm actually quite sour on Braun right now, and I have been since the Elimination Chamber, and they beat like 5 people in a row and didn't win it. I'm a bit sick of the fact that he's just going through the whole entire roster, and I think that tag division has been really, really good. Both SmackDown and Raw have had fucking cracking tag teams that have carried a lot of pay-per-views, and this is what they do with it. It's really, I'm sour on this. I think the only thing that could kind of make me less sour is Elias maybe teaming up with Braun, but then again, it's like comedy character, serious character. Like, I don't think this works out well. I think Sheamus and Cesaro deserve better than this, because you know what's going to happen. It's just going to be a squash match if he's in it, and they deserve more respect than that.
See, as well, we've seen them. They had Braun versus Cesaro last week with a wee bit of interference. Braun versus Sheamus this week. They've done the match. It's just
no interest, man.
The match was pretty good though.
I do understand, like, because Sheamus and Cesaro are a couple of powerhouses. So, see, from a visual point of view, I was saying to Rance and Kyle Moores a couple of weeks ago, see from a sort of entertainment aspect, it will actually be quite fun to watch, I think.
Could be carnage.
Could be carnage, it could be comedy. It will be entertaining. But I just think for both guys, all three men, it's a step down, which is odd, saying that they're associated with each other should be good for them, but it just doesn't feel that way.
When tag teams are put together in a kind of hasty way, it really does go fucking two ways. It's either amazing or shit, but this doesn't feel like real in that sense. It's like you're plucking out a guy that's been in the main event for how many pay-per-views in a row for Braun? 3? You know, he's in multi-man matches, but he's been in main events. So, and then you're pushing it together with somebody with no build. Let's be serious, not really a big build, not really a serious storyline, and you've kind of got murky characters in terms of like are they faces or the heels. It's like two heel teams versus two heel teams. It like this doesn't feel Mania for me.
I know, it feels like an episode of Raw for me.
Yeah.
Ricky?
Total change. I just have to play half guard, but the whole build's been like that for me.
The whole of Mania?
If you want a Mania build, aye.
Aye. Ricky, you've been quite quiet with the Raw tag stuff tonight anyway.
I couldn't disagree more with you, to be honest. I understand where you're coming from. I don't think it's a step down for either, because at the end of the day, it's still a significant title. On is going to win the match. I think Braun will get a partner.
Mm-hmm.
It's Elias, so be it. Elias will get pinned. For me, it was a case of we didn't really know what to do with Braun. So for me, I don't think they're going to win it. I believe Elias will be the partner, and it was almost this. If he wasn't, he would have been in the Battle Royal, because for me they would have said that on Monday on Raw, but they didn't. What they said basically was Elias is still trying to find his way or his road to WrestleMania. Like, I wouldn't have booked this match. Honestly, it should have been. I thought this should have been a revival spot.
Yep.
But for me, it was a case of, but Braun's not going to title picture. He's not in the IC picture. We need to put him in a sort of significant spot, and it still is a significant high spot. I just think it's a wasted opportunity for him, and they're dangerously close to getting to the point that like people are going to now start feeling it like, well, you're really not pushing the guy further, so why should we care? I'm making my pick now. I think Bar will retain.
Oh, right, interesting.
And like I says, Braun will find a partner, but it'll be the partner that takes the pin. So that says, I'm still looking forward to this match, as I have done for a lot of Bar matches and a lot of Braun matches. But I really don't see anything other than a Bar win. I believe, I says it will be Elias. I believe Elias takes a pin. But no doubt they'll probably have Braun destroy the Bar after the match.
JR?
I don't know. I'll go with the Bar.
Oh my words. Barry?
Aye.
I'll go with the rest of the Bar and say the Bar. I think somebody else will take the pin on behalf of the Braun team, but
That wee Rockstar Spud, he'll be the partner.
who?
Rockstar Spud, the general manager of 205 Live.
Oh, that's that hound.
I'm quite surprised at the predictions from all three of you, to be honest. I think even if it's himself or with a partner, Braun will win this easily, and he'll go on a tear for a wee while.
A really bold prediction from you, Cliff.
Like, I would, if you wanted to continue like the aura of Braun and whatever, you would just have him go in as a 1-on-2 and just have him destroy the Bar, and then just literally just run through that entire division. But but what you'd be doing there is, I find you have Braun run through that decision, but you would just undo the great work in the last 18 months that a lot of those tag teams have done and put in. So, sort of catch-22, would you really do? But like I said, I personally would still be a little surprised if Braun did win the title.
Interesting. I think he'll win quite easily, but we'll see. Now, another interesting question is, as it's a three-way, you've got the Smackdown tag team titles between the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers. This is a bit more hard to predict, obviously, because there's a third team involved. But Ricky, what are your thoughts on this one? It's quite a tough one.
I think Usos retain by pinning the New Day, and then I think you'll get the Usos and Bludgeon Brothers having a little feud as well after. This is one of my I'm really looking forward to this match. I like the Bludgeon Brothers. Obviously, New Day have done some great work. Usos, in my mind, are the best tag team in the company. I think overall the build have sort of focused and really elevating and sort of highlighting just how strong and powerful the Bludgeon Brothers are. But like I say, I'm going to go with the Usos. I believe they will pin one member of the New Day, and then I think what you'll probably then get is a Bludgeon Brothers and New Day feud post WrestleMania. But like I say, for me, Usos are a tag team in that company, arguably the best in the world, and honestly I wouldn't take the titles off them anytime soon. I think they're that damn good.
I don't think I would take the titles off them either at the moment. I'm going to go for Usos. Talked about this rivalry quite a bit now, so it's hard to sort of add anything else in. I think it's been booked well from the start, basically. I can't see them putting the titles on the Bludgeon Brothers. No offence to them, they're not championship material ahead of the Usos or the New Day for me. So I'm going to go for an Usos victory. Barry?
I'm looking forward to this one as well. Hard to pick a winner at this stage. You never know. Could go to Bludgeon Brothers. Let's not rule them out. I mean, it was only 2 years back when they were in the Wyatt family. I'm pretty sure they had a couple of excellent matches with the Usos.
They did, yeah.
So they can easily win it. That'll be the payoff that'll mean the most then, because they obviously attacked them really badly at Fastlane. So that would make more sense, I suppose. So I wouldn't rule them out, but thoroughly looking forward to it. If I was to predict, I would probably say, just because the sheer fact that when it came to Mania, they've either been messing about storyline wise or just never been able to appear due to injury or something, but the Usos obviously will make their debut on a WrestleMania, which is embarrassing. So I would expect them to win.
JR?
Yeah, I think the Usos are going to win. I think the New Day are only here because they've just been doing amazing promos and had some great matches lately, so they deserve to be on the card. But Usos have got to win it. They've really turned me around on them. I used to hate them, and now I'm just like, how are you guys so good? Why are you so good at the promos? You do the talky thing, it's good.
I mean, that is over to it's like nearly 18 months now where they've just been on fire the whole time. And I think they deserve it in terms of a career. Thank you. They deserve to keep the titles at the moment, for sure. Someone who US Fatal 4-Way, who doesn't deserve the title in this match?
Anybody that's not Rusev.
How did I know that was going to be the answer?
Come on, put the belt on him.
Put the fucking title on Rusev already. Honestly. You have a fucking money maker there. Rusev Day, that shit fucking selling already. Imagine you had a title and you actually pushed him and you cared about him. I understand, mate. I know, Clive, you don't like him in that.
But I want him to win this match. Money. I want him to win this match.
I've got something.
Money.
I've got one for you, right? You can't spell Rusev without US. That's the new gimmick.
That'll be the new t-shirt.
It's going to make him money. Yep. Just have like Rusev, right, and then just have the US, just red font, white font, and then that just red font.
I would give him it. I just think they they've injected him into this match purely because they knew that it wasn't popular. There were people saying it was going to be on the pre-show even though Randy Orton was involved. Rusev is popular, so I think it's going to go on him. And I'm going to, since it's a 4-way, I've given 2 points to correct predictions. Barry, what's your prediction?
I would go and say I would just stick to my prediction from when he lost the US title recently. And I think Bobby Roode will get his shot on the big stage and he will recapture the United States Championship. Rusev will just win the match to please the fans who've been chanting this Rusev Day for months now, so he'll probably put off a good performance, but I think he'll win the match. I'll stick with Bobby Roode.
See, that's kind of funny. I think if Rusev doesn't win it, Jinder's going to win it.
Oh my god!
And that's not going to be popular. But I originally thought when it was a triple threat, Jinder was going to win it. But the moment he made it a fatal 4-way, Rusev for me. But still wouldn't shock me if Jinder win it.
See when you say that, I can hear the smile on your voice.
I know, but I say I'm not like trolling. I'm being serious. One thing for certain, I don't think Randy leaves with a title anyway.
Aye, I think that's agreed. Can
I be asked with Randy?
And again, like, and I said it to Clive before, and I'm sitting with a serious face on, right? I was personally looking forward to that triple threat, and I know a lot of people weren't. Like, it wasn't me just trying to be different or just try and play around and just joke around with people. But I don't know why. I don't have a genuine reason for it. I can't say the bill's been great.
No,
but I kind of look forward to it because I thought, do you know what? There's 3. I know they're all kind of similar, like wrestlers, but for some reason I was looking forward to it, and now I'm looking forward to it even more because I have convinced myself Rusev's going to win the title. But bear in mind, I did also. I was utterly convinced that Rusev was going to win Money in the Bank also, and he wasn't even in the match.
That's right. You were convinced he was going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I think the reason
why you're going to enjoy this match is because you've got 3 solid WWE style guys. I think like your Orton, Roode, maybe not so much Jinder. Like at that point, you would enjoy it because they're just solid fucking good workers. They put Rusev in it. He's a really solid WWE style worker as well. This could actually be, when you think about it, actually a really fucking decent match. Just take Jinder out.
It could be, but you just know it's probably going to be an absolute shit match. And let's be honest, if I love Bobby Roode, I absolutely love him. Need to turn him heel, just do what he was doing in NXT and stuff. But if it wasn't for Randy Orton, this match would be on the pre-show.
Aye,
pretty much. Mm-hmm.
I think Rusev will inject a much needed excitement into this match, so I think it will be good now.
I agree. I completely agree.
And I think part of that is just to cover up for the fact that Jinder's involved in it as well. That's just the cynical side of me.
No, I think, for me, I think it was they've probably thought to themselves that, look, this guy really is over, and people perhaps aren't too enamoured with this match, so put him in, and it might enhance the match. It'll pique people's interest, and it gives a lot of people hope that he might win the title. Like, the way people feel about Rusev is where a lot of people have felt about Bray Wyatt for years now, that they've just been desperate for him to get the title, and when he finally got the title, it was like, oh my god, they've given him a title. And I think this is going to be kind of similar, even though he's had US title runs before. It feels different now, because yes, back then he was this, fine, he's a heel right now, but he's absolutely adored right now. Back then he was just a real bastard of a heel that people didn't like, but they liked his work and what he was doing and stuff like that, but he wasn't cheered like he is now, even though he's supposed to be a heel. I convinced myself Rusev's going to win it, and if he doesn't, I'll be really disappointed, because if they don't do it now, in the back of what's happened in the last sort of 6 months, they'll never do it with him. Never. He's arguably the most over guy in the company, outside of
rocket
Daniel Bryan.
Ship time.
Outside of Daniel Bryan, obviously. It really is rocket ship time.
I don't know about that. I still think the mid-card is his ceiling.
Oh, but I mean, you can treat him the way you treat Miz, though. Miz has been on the mid card for a while, but he is the absolute pinnacle of the mid card, and he's still an absolute superstar.
Aye, Miz is Mr. Mid Card, I would say.
And he doesn't even need. You know how some guys need a title to be relevant, or need to be in the main event to be relevant. Miz isn't like that, and if you push Rusev properly, you can get that.
Possibly.
And so much more.
Speaking of the Miz, IC title match coming up between the Miz, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins. I'm looking forward to this match very much. I think it'll be really good. Purely, I'm going to do some fantasy booking here. So, the Miz will retain, and he will take the what is the name of the title? The IC title over to Smackdown. And Daniel Bryan will finish his feud, whatever's going on with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and Daniel Bryan and The Miz will fight over the Intercontinental title on SmackDown, while Miz breaks the record as well for the longest amount of days holding the IC title. And that's going to be a hot money feud for SmackDown in the springtime. What do you think about that one, Barry?
I'm really looking forward to that match. Actually, it's the potential for the show stealer of the night. Probably you could make a case for all three of them to get the win on the grandest stage of them all. But I could see the Miz retaining here. But like I said, this will be in your top 5 matches of the night, definitely. I think it will get 20 minutes plus, possibly.
Possibly.
I like the fantasy booking. There's a chance of that. It could happen. I don't really know. I think they're trying to push Daniel Bryan as quickly as possible, and I was surprised at that, that was just the whole fans taking off again, but it would be good. I think we'll definitely have a match with the Miz anyway, over the not too distant future.
Mm-hmm. Whether that happens on Raw or SmackDown, I think that should be the one that they go with.
Mm-hmm. I could very well find Daniel Bryan on Raw, actually, don't I?
Mm-hmm. JR?
I think I'm going to go with the Miz as well. I think if they didn't cash in on that feud, because they were teasing that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to go with Miz. I think that Seth will potentially go for the Universal title, so no point putting it on him. Finn, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with him, but he could be lined up for a Universal title fight at some time, maybe turning heel or something like that, maybe soon. I'd like to see that.
I just think with Roman Reigns hopefully getting the Universal title off of Brock Lesnar, that's going to open up a whole lot of new doors for wrestlers that are on the roster at the moment in terms of title shots. Only good things can come from the title being on Roman, so anyone who's annoyed with Roman being involved in this match with Lesnar, they need to have a good hard think about it and think, what would they rather have? Lesnar disappearing for months on end with the title, or Roman, who might not be the most popular figure in the company, but at least the title's home, basically. I know this isn't the match that we're talking about, but I just had to get that in there. Because you guys know, I'm still ranting, you guys know that I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns fan on the planet, but they just need to bring that title back. Bring the title home, Roman. Barry, sorry, I didn't get your prediction for the IC title match, did I?
Oh, no, I thought we were just discussing it and get back to predictions, but... Oh, no, I did. I said the Miz would retain, actually.
Ricky?
I wasn't too sure, but the Miz to retain.
What about yourself, Ricky?
I have to agree. I disagree with a couple of points you have said. I don't think Miz goes to SmackDown, and I also don't think Miz is going to retain. I'm going to pick Seth Rollins to win it.
Okay.
If Seth doesn't win it at WrestleMania, in my mind, that's my official pick. But I'm just putting it out there. In my mind, come sort of like Tuesday morning, Miz won't have the IC title. So for me, he either loses it at Mania or loses it on the Raw. I'm going to say he loses it on Mania. I don't really... I feel that for me, I would personally look to do something like Seth and Roman for SummerSlam. I wouldn't push that too quick. I don't want to say filler feuds, but I think you've got feuds there you can do with Roman, and then that big time match at SummerSlam with Seth and Roman. I think potentially maybe even get Dean Ambrose somehow into the fold to make a title threat again, but I don't know. I think you will get Seth and Roman further later into the summer. I'm going to go Seth to win it again, and just sort of touch on what Barry said. Barry said that this could be one of the matches of the night. Funny enough, like, I feel like we're going to say that for quite a few of these matches now, and that's just, for me, just sums up how brilliant this card actually is. So this match, I think you've got a nice blend of different sort of styles, etc. as well. Like I say, I'm going to go with Seth. But it wouldn't shock me if Miz wins it, but I would be very, very shocked come Tuesday morning if Miz still had the title. And the build to this match has also been very good. Miz has been gold, all three have been excellent. And I think you've got, even if Seth wins it, you can potentially get a Seth Finn feud as well. I think you will get that.
I think you will happen.
Get that. Whoever has the title, I don't know. I think you're going to get that, and then I'll touch on Daniel Bryan later, and then Miz will move on to something else. But I'm going to go with Seth, and I agree with Barry as well. This could well be one of the top 3 or 4 matches of the night. If and it's a key word though, they need at least 25 minutes, which includes entrances. So the actual match time for me has got to be around about 20 minutes at least. No more than 25 at the most. Well, 20 minutes would be nice. A nice figure for them, I think.
You need to
put out a really good match.
You need to take into account that there is a high chance Finn Balor will have quite the elaborate entrance as well if the Demon comes out to play.
That's why I'm saying, like, I think I want at least. I think you'll get 20 minutes of the actual match. I don't want it, and sometimes you get that, like with WrestleMania, because they put so many people on the card and so many matches. Like, they sort of like cut the matches down, like time wise, and I hope they give them the 20 minutes, because giving them 20 minutes, like Barry said, really, it could well be the match of the night.
Hold on, is Finn Balor coming out as the Demon?
Nothing's been confirmed, but it's WrestleMania. They'd be foolish not to, would they not?
Right, because I might...
He's never lost as a Demon, though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I would change my prediction to Finn if he came out as the Demon, because it would be pointless. It would be pointless beating him.
I would say the same. So, like, I would like to say these predictions aren't set in stone, basically, until like the weekend of WrestleMania.
Right. What I can do is, because there is still a go-home show, a week of go-home shows to go, we are allowed to change our predictions last minute, and we'll get that out to people somehow, some form or another.
Well, how about this? If he comes out as the Demon, that's what I pick.
Times 3.
Right, well,
I've said that as well.
We'll see if there are any hints to it, because it's Finn versus Seth on Raw this week. We'll see what happens there. Because if Finn comes out, Seth can still take the pin at Mania. Finn isn't beaten that way. But I still can't see The Miz beating Seth at Mania as well. See, it's a tough one, this one. But I think they wouldn't have made mention of Miz breaking the IC record. And you know what WWE are like with record breakers, so... Right, will we move on to the next match?
Please.
I have here the Raw special tag match. So we're talking about Triple H and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley versus Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. I just want it over and done with. I've not really got much investment in it. I've put Rousey and Kurt to win. Don't think Kurt's going to do much. Ronda will do all the judo moves. They've been quite impressive. I have enjoyed seeing what she's done with those big throws with Dana and the Absolution girls this week. But I'm just like, right, okay, they peaked too quickly with that story build that they had going on, and they've just been treading water for the last couple of weeks. So just let it happen, and something big could happen again this upcoming Monday, or the Monday that's just passed, which I'm recording before. But you need to just see what happens. Ricky?
I mean, let's be honest about it. The only intrigue about this match is to see how Ronda does. Like, because there's only one person we know for definite in that match that can still go, and it's Triple H. The unfortunate thing is that one of the people just aren't a wrestler whatsoever, and Stephanie McMahon, and the other one is making her first ever, is making her professional debut.
Stephanie's a good wrestler. She's competent enough.
I think the vast majority of the match is going to be like Triple H and Kurt. I think what you're going to get one or two sort of face off with Stephanie and Ronda. I think at one point what you're probably going to look like is going to happen is they'll be in the ring, and I think Stephanie will go to tag in Triple H. Ronda will turn her back, and Stephanie will get a wee cheap shot and run away. And with the match ending with Stephanie sort of getting her comeuppance, and I think Ronda will sort of make her tap. I'd be stunned if it wasn't a Ronda and Kurt win. But like I say, the intrigue is to see how Ronda does, because I've saw videos of, like I said, we saw her on Raw, saw a few highlight videos, and to me she looks kind of decent so far. And whether people like it or not, there is an outside chance. I'm not one of them, but there is an outside chance that this could well close the show.
I hope not.
Semi-main for me. I think this is
like
that would be a great position for it.
My reasoning is, Barry, that it's Ronda Rousey. She'll bring so many eyes to it, and they want to highlight that. That's the only reason. I don't think it will. It makes no sense to me why they would, but I think it probably goes on like, say, third last. I think.
JR, what do you think? You said semi-main. You've obviously
semi-main. Yeah, semi-main for me, just because I think, or main event, as you would say, just because exactly what Ricardo said. Ronda Rousey is a fucking superstar. You've kind of got to take that into context. Like, I keep forgetting, you know what I mean? When you see her on Raw, it's like the same person that was this fucking huge UFC star. So, yeah, it'd be interesting. But I think semi-main, it'll be a nice, fun match. There'll be some fun stuff that happens in it, but everybody will. You just be away to get your packet of quavers for the cupboard. You'll be munching on it. You'll be going, aye, she's done all right, and then she'll win. And then you'll be ready for the greatest main event of our generation.
The Cruiserweight final.
Of course.
I'm guessing we're all going for a Ronda win here.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
aye.
Barry,
Yep.
You too, yep. Just give me a wee second while I type all these predictions in. Now, Ricky, a couple of weeks ago we had Rance and Kyle on talking about the return of Daniel Bryan. Obviously you weren't there to talk about it. How do you feel now? There's been a wee while passed since the initial furore of Daniel Bryan's return has calmed down and stuff like that. So how are you feeling about it all now?
I mean, I listened to what Rance said, and Rance made a good point. He was like, if you go back and look at that sort of attack by Kevin and KO and Sammy, that they were going, like, the super kick was nowhere near Daniel Bryan. Like, you could see they weren't going too aggressive with him. Understand they had that apron powerbomb bump, but I know people turn around and say that, like, fine, I understand that when wrestlers get in the ring like that, and there's a chance, like, they could potentially die or their career could be over. I just feel that if he, like, I think Rand said it as well, imagine he suffers a concussion in his first match back. Then what? I understand that can happen to anyone, but it could look potentially really bad for him, but now that's all gone.
Publicity wise, it'll look bad, yeah.
Yep. Like, if what he done in order to improve the function of his brain and whatever else that was going on inside his brain, if they've somehow, and it seems like they have obviously fixed some of those issues, like, in the grand scheme of things, that is huge, because so many, like, NFL and a lot of other sort of combat sports are going to be looking at it and saying, right, well, what treatment did he get and how can we go about it? So if his career continues and he's fine, that aspect of it is going to be massive. Like, they're going to get so much props and so much praise for that. I'm now past that whole part where something really bad can happen to him, because it could. Because at the end of the day, do you know what? This is his career. Let him do it. He's been cleared by all the experts, etc. And if they're happy to do it for him to go, then do you know what? I'm going to sit back and enjoy the ride and just pray and hope nothing happens to him, because we could be treated to some real 5-star classic matches now with Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
We really could. He is what Vince wants Roman Reigns to be. Universally loved and just over with everyone. This match itself, I'm fine with it. Like, I know some people might not really like it, but you know what? It's a couple of weeks from WrestleMania. They didn't really have a plan because he'd just been cleared a couple of weeks ago. I'm fine with it. He's in the ring with two safe, really good workers as well. I'm looking forward to the match, because say what you want about Shane, but Shane does everything well. Like, tries his very best, and he's fine. People can call him a spot monkey or whatever, but he still does well when he's in a match, I think. So overall, I'm kind of looking forward to this match. I would personally put this match on first. I think it's a perfect way to get the crowd absolutely hyped. And in Vince's mindset, I would keep it as far away as Roman match I possibly could.
Get the yes chants away, over and done with.
Yep. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I genuinely don't know who I'll put. I'm going to go Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon to win, because I don't really see them having Daniel lose his first match unless they somehow have Shane turned on Daniel Bryan or something. I don't know. I doubt it, but I'm excited to see Daniel Bryan wrestling again. Very excited to see him wrestling again.
See, it's a very tough one to call, because Daniel Bryan gave the caveat on this last week's Smackdown that if Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon were to lose, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn would stay on SmackDown, but if they were to lose, then they would be fired. If Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were to lose, they would be fired. Now, obviously, there is probably going to be a superstar shake-up on the cards, but there's also this whole thing, don't know what it's like now, but Shane McMahon, as far as I'm aware, is in hospital at the moment with diverticulitis, ulcerative hernias and stuff like that. I don't think that's a work. But at the same time,
I know, but they announced that match though after that.
I know
that news came out.
That was bizarre to me. They didn't even make mention to it.
To me, that suggests that they think he's going to be all right for it. I don't know how, but that's what it clearly suggests. And he's supposed to be on SmackDown next week as well on the Go Home show. So to me, it suggests that he's recovering and he's going to be good to go.
JR? JR, you there?
Oops, sorry, I was speaking there. I just had myself on mute. So basically I've not really been catching up with wrestling that much, but then this came out and I was just like, are you joking? Like, Daniel Bryan's back? Like, how is that even possible?
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched the beatdown and the promo before it. I was just like, they're actually going to do it. They're actually doing it. But I noticed that he had a wee bruise on the side of his head or the side of his face. So I know you are saying it looked like they were maybe the super kick didn't really hit, but some of those punches kind of looked a bit brutal. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is the whole Sammy versus KO thing. I wasn't really into it. I think that, I do like them. They're good. It'd be great to do it at Mania, but I think this is actually a bigger match for them.
I agree.
And to your point about Shane McMahon, Ricky, I mean, he was on potential match of the night last year. It was hard to pick a better match on the card. So Shane can definitely go with him. He'll do something crazy. You know what I mean? It's Mania. Do you know what I mean? I'm starting to kind of get that feeling every time that he's in it. It's like, that he's going to do something fucking crazy. Last year, not so much, but I hope for it this year. And Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Nah, I think that Shane's going to turn on Daniel because of that stipulation. I can't see through it.
That's going through my head as well.
I'm going to go for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I know they want the feel good thing with Daniel Bryan, but there's going to be a lot of feel good wins for a lot of wrestlers tonight, WrestleMania, sorry. And sadly, I don't think Daniel Bryan will get it. They'll say, right, okay, Daniel, you've passed all the medical tests in the world. You can wrestle again, but you're not winning at WrestleMania that quickly, so you can just hold your horses, pal. Which they would probably be stupid to do, but you know what Vince is like. Vince is a stubborn man sometimes.
But you can follow up with something storyline wise, because then if Shane turns on them and then they all beat up on them, then it could be Daniel Bryan and as the perennial fucking underdog versus those three. They could have their own wee in authority kind of group. Something cool like that could happen. They really need to do something like that. And that would mean that you can keep the WWE title perhaps around Shinsuke and keep that on the back burner, and then have your Daniel Bryan versus Nakamura, say for instance SummerSlam.
You know what else you could just do is what Austin says all the time, what he should have done: have Shane turn on Daniel, right?
Yep.
Team up and help KO and Sammy get the win, and then at the end of the match, KO and Sammy beat the shit out of Shane and walk away.
I like that.
Aye, I can dig it, but I want something big to come out of it. I want to see Daniel Bryan against fucking Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Barry, that
would be so good.
Barry, what about your prediction for this match?
I think everybody makes great points, actually. I've undecided and I win at this moment. Obviously, we're still a couple of weeks away, but I think Daniel Bryan's medically cleared in-ring return is potentially the biggest news currently Mania this year. So yeah, I could actually see points on both teams winning. I like the idea of Shane turning on Daniel Bryan just for storyline wise, and KO and Sami winning the match. I think that's a potential, just to the sheer fact. I don't know if Daniel would take the pin though. It's a thing. Maybe Shane lets him. I don't know. It's a strange one. But I don't think Daniel looks strong in the match, but won't take the pin if they do lose the match anyway. But yeah, I'm probably looking forward to it. Whether it'll be the opener or not, I don't know. Shane was involved in the opener last year, so they might be just looking to change it up and have somebody different open it for a change. So at this moment, I don't even know if I could pick a winner, to be honest.
Well, if you don't want to just now, again, you've got time. There's 9-10 days till then anyway.
I'll probably just so we can put somebody in, just stick with the sort of obvious. Everybody will think because Daniel Bryan's in ring return that he'll win. So I don't know, I wouldn't just say Daniel and Shane, but that could potentially change before Mania.
Ricky, what would you like to do? You were speaking before we recorded tonight. What would you like to do for Daniel Bryan on the way up after Mania?
Right. Win or lose, whatever, right? Superstar shake-up, in my mind, there is not a chance in hell he stays on Smackdown. Not a chance. Vince is not that stupid to let, arguably, your biggest, the best feel-good story in years, and arguably the biggest wrestler name in a company outside of Cena, stay on Smackdown. The B show, apparently. I know you're risking it because you're putting on the same show as Roman, but there's a reason behind this. I would then have him go feud with The Miz. I'd keep Miz on Raw. And then after that, I would do my absolute damnedest and hardest to somehow drag out the Daniel Bryan underdogs feel-good story out to next year's WrestleMania, where I would have him win the Royal Rumble, and the main event, and I know Rich mentioned it, and I completely agree with it, would be Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, where Daniel Bryan goes over. I'll argue to the death that as of right post WrestleMania, that is in my mind, without a doubt, the biggest money-making match you've got.
I've ejaculated.
For me, the struggle would be is how do you keep... It's not so much how you keep the fans invested in Daniel Bryan, because let's be honest, it's been 2 years and look at the kind of pop he got You know, when we confirmed he came back, and week in, week out, people are still chanting yes. Somehow you need to somehow get to next year's WrestleMania and go Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns.
Hold off the superstar shake-up until after SummerSlam and do what I said, and then have him come over and feud with the Miz, and then win the Royal Rumble.
I wouldn't even have him lose very many matches, if I'm honest with you. I would have him say, goes over to Raw, Triple H comes out with like, you, Stephanie Man, blah 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 blah. You start from the bottom, and you just have him sort of work his way up through the card, through whatever, etc. You get to SummerSlam, give him a somewhat decent spot there, and then from SummerSlam down, it's almost, let's get through a couple of months, and then it's Survivor Series. You might be in a 5-on-5 match. Then post Survivor Series, who cares? Because it's now all building towards the Royal Rumble. He gets in the Rumble, wins it, and then after that, it's just sailing, cruising towards WrestleMania. For me, Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns has to happen next year at WrestleMania, and it has to close, I think. I personally felt I had a different match in mind, and I'll touch on it later perhaps, but I thought it could close the show. But if I think if they don't do this Daniel Bryan Roman Reigns like now or soon, I would try and drag that out to next year's WrestleMania, because that's money, and that is the moment where Roman gives the favour back to Daniel Bryan, where Daniel put him over in the build up to WrestleMania a few years back as well.
Fucking amazing match.
And I just think that, do you know what, like you said, there's going to be a great match. You're going to give the fans what they want in a closing show. I think it will help Roman as well. Roman sort of gets to play that arrogant jockey, not even a bad guy, but just gets to be himself. And Daniel Bryan is still the underdog in the storyline. And like I said, that for me is the biggest money maker match in that company. The difficulty is, how do you get to WrestleMania? Do you know what I mean? Do you cave in at some point? But I wouldn't. I would do my damnedest to get to WrestleMania next year and make that match.
They managed to keep Roman and Rock separate for a year, so it's possible.
I wouldn't even tease it whatsoever. I wouldn't even put Daniel in a triple threat with Roman in that match. I would keep them universes away from each other until the Royal Rumble, where Daniel Bryan wins it, and then you get to WrestleMania. I think that's money. That match is money.
Just keep him busy. People are always going to be invested in whatever Daniel Bryan does.
I think, although there is Roman Reigns, I think there are more wrestlers on SmackDown that would have rather see matches. Not rather see matches with, but there's already Nakamura, AJ, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. That's 4 already. I don't want to not see them.
But then you go to Raw and you've got Seth, you've got Roman, you've got Cena, you've got Dean Ambrose. The Miz storyline is sensational already. Like, that, nothing needs to be done about that now. As soon as they come face to face, that's it. You just reignite that storyline again. Brock Lesnar, if he stays, unlikely.
No, I don't want to see it.
Neither do I. You know, so you get Finn as well. Like, to be honest, like, you're going to get like great matches whatever brand he stays on. But for me, it's just now, when a superstar shake-up happens, whenever it does, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns have to be on a collision course at WrestleMania. And do you know what would be even funnier? If Roman went over at WrestleMania next year.
Got to keep the big dog strong. Well, we could fantasy book Daniel Bryan's year all night, but we've got a lot to do, so sorry to burst everyone's bubble, but we'll talk about the Raw Women's title for a wee bit. Barry, what are your thoughts of this match between between Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss?
First, obviously, I was quite surprised that it wasn't going to be Alexa Bliss and Asuka, as you almost said there. But I'm quite happy to see this, because I've enjoyed Nia Jax since she first came into it for day one. I think she was everybody's cup of tea at first, but she's slowly but surely growing on everybody now. And it's a perfect way to this sort of bullying storyline that Alexa Bliss has put her through, along with Mickie James. So I don't know. I don't think actually it will be a squash match. It will be a fairly decent match, back and forwards, a few close counts, but at the end of the day, it will be Nia Jax the victory. But I do expect it to be a fairly. I don't know if it'll be one of the best matches of the night, but it will be a decent match. It would be a surprise if Alexa Bliss was to leave there as the champion at WrestleMania.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it would be a squash match, because you've got Mickie James there to help Alexa, so that'll help flesh it out a wee bit.
Maybe the classic she gets sent away from ringside or something.
Aye. JR?
He said he'll be back in a minute as the message came through.
Alright, okay. Ricky, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything Barry just said, if I'm honest. I think Nia's done very, very, very well recently. The storyline, what they've been putting out, is really good. Always have got Alexa Bliss sort of bullying Nia, and it's almost not to be expected, and you get to see that vulnerable side of Nia Jax. A Nia win and Nia walking out with a title is, for me, will happen. I'd be very, very surprised if it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't think it's going to be like a 20-30 second match, nothing like that whatsoever. No. Alexa Bliss will get her fair share of offense in, but ultimately Nia gets the title, and she's obviously in the process, she's now a babyface, obviously. So yeah, I think this could be a good match, because like I said, I've enjoyed Nia the last sort of 6 months. I think she gets a bit of a raw deal. Some people give her grief, sometimes rightfully so, but I think she has improved. In this match itself, like I said, I expect this to go on for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes including the entrances, and I think that's round about a good 10 minutes. I think that's enough time to put on quite a decent rematch. I expect Mickie James to sort of try and get involved. Nia takes her out, and then she ultimately takes Alexa Bliss out and gets the title, and I think she'll probably hold.
Oh, I think we've lost.
I actually think she'll hold it. I think she'll actually hold the title, and I think a heel Sasha Banks will eventually win it off her, potentially at SummerSlam as well.
No. Carmella's winning that on Monday night. Carmella's cashing in.
What? Monday night?
Oh yes.
I think she'll cash into the Raw.
Carmella will cash in very soon.
I think she'll fail. I think
Yep.
she'll fail with a cash in.
No, they won't do that either. I'm telling you, boys.
She's been cashing in. She's been trying to cash in the Smackdown one though, so she can't just change her mind, surely.
I know, but they're not going to have her cash in on either Charlotte or Asuka though. She can cash in wherever she wants.
We still get a wee while. We still get a wee while to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can still have a superstar shake-up. I think Mr. 205 Clive is right. I can't see them. I can't see them doing anything with Carmella on SmackDown. She's not ready to hold any titles,
and she isn't. But like you said, can she cash in on either title? I don't know. I don't know. I've never really addressed.
That would be interesting,
to be fair, but I don't know. It'd be strange if it did happen, but
as she did it in the match.
I know. No, do you know what I actually thought at the end of the match?
That's a possibility.
She cashed in imagine she cashed in on Asuka or Charlotte after that match. That would be
nuclear heat, man.
A right stinker, aye.
I actually think something worse is going to happen later on in the show, but I'll get to that later.
That would make sense for how long it took her to cash in. If she did do something as huge as that.
So,
that's not even worth thinking about.
We've all went for Nia Jax there then. For the SmackDown Women's title, I've went
thanks.
You've picked
Thanks
Nia?
for asking me, but I picked Jax.
I think you said that, did you not?
No, don't think I did.
You have now. Asuka
I have.
for the SmackDown Women's title. Anyone else care to differ with me at all? Ricky?
No. This is my main event. If it wasn't for Roman and Brock, this could very well close the show. Clive, I say to you, I remember, I'm pretty sure this conversation took place one day after work on a train. I says there will come a day where a women wrestling match will close WrestleMania. And I think your reaction was a bit like, not sure, but then I changed it saying, well, they're definitely going to close a pay-per-view. I think it is going to definitely be an Asuka win. Like, outside of the Roman match and the AJ match, this for me is just a pretty much lock. It's going to happen. That's not going to take away from just how amazing this match is going to be. Like, it is just going to be truly, truly unbelievable. I'm. It's almost bittersweet because I absolutely love Charlotte, but at the same time, like, Asuka should be getting the title, and I wouldn't break a streak just yet either. So the match itself, like I said, for me, this is probably my main event, and I think I'm probably looking forward to this match more than any other match, if I'm honest.
I would agree. I'm really pumped for this match, big time. JR, you've been a massive Asuka fan as well since her time on NXT. Can you see anything else apart from an Asuka win?
See, like, my one question is, because I've not really been paying attention to the SmackDown build-up for this, has Asuka been on SmackDown? Has she been building it up? Is she coming across good? Because this is the thing for me, that the match really is on that.
She's been over once, I believe, talking to Charlotte. I don't know why she's actually still on Raw, to be honest with you. That makes no sense to me whatsoever, that she's still on Raw competing in matches. She should be over in SmackDown. Granted, Charlotte had some dental emergency, as far as I'm aware, this week, so she couldn't actually be on SmackDown, but why is Asuka on Raw right now? Makes no sense at all.
I'll go with my provisional. My provisional answer would be Asuka, but I need to review how over she is, because if she is not over, she will not be winning this. She is not Nakamura in terms of the way that I feel that she's been treated. Has been fine, but the reaction hasn't been as big as Naka's, I would say.
She got quite a reaction at Fastlane. She got a really big pop at Fastlane.
I'm going to need to review it. I will review it, and then I'll let you know. If I think she's suitably over, then I'll go with her. If not, I would go for Charlotte.
Barry, do you think that Asuka is suitably over?
100%.
There you go, JR. There's your answer.
Yes. I'm going to just say it. Asuka Charlotte is the equivalent of Austin The Rock of the guys. Why not? Two of the biggest names in women's history, even for these days as well. It's as big as that. It's as big as having a Xena Alton as well. Hogan Warrior, maybe it's too huge for that. But no, this is up there with one of the best matches you'll see this night.
I think it's
looking forward to it.
It's got the makings of, if they keep crossing paths over the years, then that could end up being Austin Rock levels.
Aye, easily. It's two biggest names in female wrestling of WWE at the minute. So, this is going to be back and forward. Provisionally at the minute, it would be Asuka for me, but if the streaks end, it would be Charlotte, and it would be at a WrestleMania for me. So, you never know. But my guess would be a tap out, a submission victory for Asuka at the minute. If she was to lose it, could potentially go the same way. Actually, it could be a submission. But Asuka at the minute, for me to win, and I think this will be up there. One of the best matches you'll see this night.
Give them 25 minutes, please.
I know.
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry, on you go, Clive?
No, I was going to move on, so you tell me what you're going to say first.
Can I just quickly fantasy book for next year, if you don't mind? If Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns doesn't happen at next year's WrestleMania, do you know what match should close next year's WrestleMania?
Can I guess what you're going to say?
On you go.
Is he talking potentially Asuka versus Ronda Rousey?
Yes.
I had a feeling about this match myself.
That right there is really, if and it's a massive if Ronda develops the way you hope she does, that right there is in my mind, that would be your female Rock Austin then. Although, and I'm not trying to and that wasn't like me taking a dig at you, Barry, like that whatsoever, because I've been on record to say that I believe Charlotte, when it's all said and done, will mean to women's wrestling what her dad means to wrestling in general. That's how highly I think of her. But I think Ronda versus Asuka will happen at next year's Rumble, providing Ronda continues the way she is, and both women are going to be undefeated all the way there. So it's going to be title and undefeated streaks against each other.
That's a great shout, aye. I couldn't agree more.
I would still have to be sold on Ronda Rousey. I know
that's what I'm saying.
She has
to develop like a relevant. She doesn't need not like a real like Braun Strowman. Like, you know, he suddenly developed at a stupid rate that no one really saw happening. But if she just slightly progresses, keeps going bit by bit, you're hoping that she comes to a level where she can put on a really good match next year at WrestleMania. And it's obviously it's going to take time, but for me, I think that's what they're potentially thinking. And if Ronda develops, both women undefeated, title on the line, that's huge.
For me, I know I'm being quite cynical here, but Ronda has to really improve and work on the theatrics involved in professional wrestling. I don't think she's got that nailed down at all at the moment, and it's something she really needs to work on.
You know what could be Ronda's downfall is when she turns heel, because she's inevitably going to. Is I don't think she's going to react very well to the crowd reactions. Like, I think she'll take it very personally and get upset the way she does just in normal walk of life, and that could be a problem. Like, so that ties in what you're saying, the theatrics of wrestling that she obviously hasn't grasped as yet, because she's only been in it for a month, like not even a month. But that to me is going to be just as big as her in-ring development as well.
I think her in-ring will be fine, but just she needs to go down to the promo classes in NXT.
She needs Paul Heyman. Like, no, honestly, like, I would.
I know, but there's always this person such and such needs Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's been doing the same promos for years now.
But Paul Heyman knows how to build up a wrestler and hype a match. Because remember when it was Lesnar Joe, that Heyman was sensational in those promos. Sensational. And I think for me it sort of ties in, because you could always be like, look, I had a beast who's now decided to retire and go somewhere else. I've now got another beast sort of thing, but like, there's similarities between the two. But I wouldn't necessarily just as soon as Lesnar leaves automatically put Ronda with Paul Heyman. Like you said, she's got to try and develop that skill on her own. And if she doesn't, then you could always just turn her into like this female version of Brock Lesnar, where she doesn't say much. If she never does, it means something. She just goes out and absolutely destroys everyone.
Aye, we'll see. I'm just quite tentative about getting fully on board with Rousey at the moment. You all know I've been quite against her just shoehorning her way in, and it's going to take quite a lot for me to warm to her, to be honest. But she is the future of WWE, that can't be ignored, and I think the Asuka Charlotte is definitely a symbol of the future for WWE. Moving on to a symbol of the past, and I have... Oh my god, man, I just can't be arsed for this match at all. We're John Cena versus The Undertaker. What I will predict for this one is that a couple of days before WrestleMania there will be a video that appears on Twitter, and it will be a handheld camera on the Taker's compound. Taker and Michelle McCool are testing out quad bikes, and it will be someone spying through the bushes, and it won't be DDP, it will be John Cena spying on Taker at his home, trying to get a match out of him. Get this match away, get this off my screen.
I saw a tweet from Carl from SMC podcast earlier on Twitter that basically says just a match. Cena just goes city to city, pay-per-view to pay-per-view, etc., just calling out Taker, and it gets to Mania and Cena arrives, calls him out, and Taker just doesn't do anything. Like, Taker doesn't appear. It just never ever responds to the challenge. Like, and the funny thing is, it's like let the man fucking retire. He doesn't want... And to me, the build has just been so strange, so weird. Like, I kind of didn't like the start of the whole Cena thing, getting shoehorned into Smackdown title picture and stuff. But then I was like, do you know what? In the grand scheme of things, that actually... It's made a little sense, and it got me intrigued, especially that image of AJ holding the title up and Cena sitting there with his head in his hands with WrestleMania sign in the background. That was really poignant, and I thought, do you know what, that struck with me. But then I was kind of hoping that Taker would at least appear. And now, if he's going to appear, it's going to be on the go-home show. And it's like, right, you could have brought him in a couple of weeks earlier to continue build, maybe going back and forth with each other. To me, it's just, it's crazy. And obviously, a couple of weeks ago when he had that promo on Taker, you're not a old, retired, whatever. You're putting on videos on your wife's Instagram. Your ego, this and that. First of all, the gall of seeing it to someone else someone has a big ego is ridiculous. But let me go back to when he was going back and forth with Roman. He turned around to Roman and says, I'm not a 49-year-old or whatever it was. I'm not an old veteran with a bag done and hip at the end of my career. I was like, right, well, you turn around to say that to Roman, and now fast forward 4 or 5 months, and all of a sudden Taker's completely healthy and nothing's wrong with him. His hips are all fine. He's not banged up anymore. And now all of a sudden you want to have the match with him. From like kayfabe storyline aspect, how does that make sense?
It doesn't.
This is like, have you ever seen the film The Room?
No, I've not. No.
It's a really like wonderfully bad film that was this guy seriously made, but it's the worst thing ever. But it's so funny. This is what this reminds me of. This is like, see this John Cena. He's like method acting like is fucking insane, because the guy looks like he's fucking lost the plot. That's the only entertaining thing about this. It's just John Cena trying to get into Hollywood. Look at all this variation I can do in my promo. It's just like no Taker, calling him out, going into the crowd. Like, who is this guy? Like, it's getting to the point where I am saying, get off my fucking screen. I'd rather see Dolph Ziggler on my screen right now than you fucking part-time prick.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Barry, are you happy with the Cena hate on this podcast tonight?
Well, I've hated on somebody else earlier on there, and I get flung off the show. So, the Cena Taker match 10 years ago would have started in January. Everybody would have been invested in it so badly. That would have probably main evented and closed the event. But rewind 10 years later, and the funny thing about this, the feud is, the funniest part was John Cena's having a midlife crisis in the middle of the squared circle in front of us all, which is funny to watch. But again, I'd agree with JR, he's just trying to sell himself with Hollywood, basically, with all these stupid promos. I thought Taker would have showed, but now I assumed that was the point of it. He would have showed up at either Fastlane or one of the Raws by now, so I'm crazily going to predict that he doesn't think he's getting the match at Mania, and is in the crowd, and then Taker's music hits at Mania, and it doesn't even have a match, it just gets beat up.
Who do we all want to win, or who do we think will win?
Wait. Obviously, we're just...
No, do we really have to talk about this any longer?
Yeah, because like I understand. I've not been a fan of what's took place, but I've said to you a couple of weeks back, it's the Undertaker. He's my all-time favourite wrestler, and for that alone, I'll watch the match and somehow cross my fingers that it's a somewhat decent match. I know it won't be right. I get that, but it's still two of the biggest names in the industry. But are we not going to address the elephant in the room?
No.
Like,
what?
Is the Undertaker actually going to respond to this challenge?
I mean, he probably has been out.
I mean, if he shows up in Raw on Monday, I'll be honest with you, I'll be looking forward to the match, to be honest. But it's got bizarre now. And I thought after the first week, once he made the challenge, I thought, right, next week he's going to appear. Then he's no. It's almost as if they knew we were guessing it, but we're also guessing what the main event was going to be this year and how that's going to finish. So I don't understand why they couldn't have just went with this early on. Unless you're right, maybe he's just no responding to it.
Just imagine he doesn't turn up to Raw, and then what?
Cena's basically in the front row with popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Ruining the whole entire show. Every match could have been 5-star, but Cena's just like that. Let's go, Cena.
I'm going to say Undertaker is my pick.
Alright, same here. I'm going for Taker to shut up. He'll beat him with one tombstone and say, "Go away."
I think that this would be a good hardcore match, actually. I think that'd be a good way to get a good match out of a broken Undertaker if his hip's still fucked in a way.
Do you know, it'll be interesting to see what kind of Taker we get.
Please no American badass, it's like American Granddad.
It's just been a weird build. It could have been better, but
Aye.
it's like, I think on the pod, Clive says it, asked you, and you said, or I mentioned it, says, would I rather see something 5 years later than it should have took place, or would I've not rather seen it at all? I probably would lean to the fact that I'd rather see it 5 years too late than not at all. But I know I don't go into this match with high hopes. I just go into the match just because, you know what, it's The Undertaker and I like the guy, but I don't have any hopes whatsoever of seeing a decent match here. It'd be nice to be surprised at it, but unlikely.
Clive, can I ask why you're so hating this match?
Just because it's 2018. I don't need to see a Cena who hasn't wrestled a good match since Royal Rumble 2016, and he was carried in that match with AJ. Undertaker hasn't had a good match in years now. Undertaker kayfabe retired last year. Cena's selfishness and ego leading up to this match, he's basically so desperate to be relevant again that he's calling out someone who retired because everyone else has got plans, and people who do have plans aren't big enough for him. I've just went off him entirely, and I don't need to see this match, which with its entrances, all that, this is going to be about 35-40 minutes on a 5-6 hour pay-per-view. I really don't need it, and I don't want it at all.
I actually meant because you were a huge fan of Undertaker back in the day, and I meant it about John Cena.
I'm not going to deny I was a massive fan of The Undertaker, but his story has been told. The book has closed.
So you're quite happy for his last match at Mania to be against Roman Reigns, then, aye?
That's
not a dig at him, I'm just saying.
I am, because it wasn't the best match ever, but it kind of worked out that he can't cut it in the ring anymore, so it's time to go, and that's what he did in the ring. He put his gloves on the floor, his hat, his jacket, he's done.
If they leave it to the night of the show and Undertaker just turns up then, I think he will be the American badass, just because a certain Kid Rock's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame that same night. Well, the night before, but so he'll be there, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I hope you're wrong. I really hope you're wrong there.
Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit mega band.
What will happen is
comes out
just like
Wigga Taker.
That's what I'm saying. Like what John just says, like Biker Taker. Like no, that's can't have that. But I think just a quick side question: how the main card last year, was that not 5 hours?
Aye, it will be a 5 hour event again.
It was 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Almost.
No, mate, I'm pretty sure I was upstairs and I went to bed at 5:20, and I remember saying, and I was texting you, Gia, and I remember saying I'm only going to get 2 hours sleep because I was going for a train at 7:15, and I got to work at 8, and I don't know where. I don't think it will be 6 hours. I think it'll be 5 with 2, maybe a 3 hour pre-show, but probably a 2 hour pre-show.
Who was saying 6 hours?
It's going to be a long night, man.
I've saw a lot on Twitter, people saying it's going to be 6 hours, and if that's the case, that's finishing 6 o'clock over here.
I know. That'll be Tuesday the time I finish it.
Probably no. Seriously, you're talking Monday night once you take work, and
even having the day off, I'd struggle to sit through 6 hours worth of that.
Unless if it is 6 hours and the actual main card begins at 11 o'clock over here, which would mean that would be 6 o'clock over in America, East Coast.
Aye, that'd be decent.
Because you can't exactly have a 7 o'clock start East Coast and have it finishing at 1 a.m. Like that doesn't. I don't think that would happen if it was going to be 6 hours.
I would just like to think it would be 5 again.
That's what I think. It'll be around about 5:15 or something.
I can handle 5, but 6 is just crazy.
So
And the problem is, like, for me, there isn't a single match there on the. I think what's going to be on the main card that I won't want to watch.
But potentially, there will be just something will happen that you'll not get to see the full. Like ones you like, it's weird to say, but I suppose you could just pause it if it didn't come on. But something always happens. You won't get to sit through all of them. I don't think.
So Barry and JR, what is your prediction?
So it was still on the Taker match here.
Yep.
It's Taker win.
JR?
Taker to win, but Michelle McCool to give Cena a Styles Clash or whatever. She had a Styles Clash finishing move, didn't she? Is it her?
I think so. No, what will happen is Cena will get the upper hand on Undertaker, and then Nathan Jones, the Colossus of Boggle Road, will come down and help Taker win.
Is he not in jail?
I don't know.
I'm sure he got jailed.
Is he still alive?
I'm sure I read it somewhere that he was in jail again.
Possibly. Right. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE title. This has been a bizarre build. It's not really had a build, but things got quite interesting in Smackdown last night, where AJ was showing signs of being a wee bit frantic and panicked and paranoid about facing Nakamura, and Nakamura's just saying, calm down, mate, just calm down. And it seems like he's got the emotional, the sort of psychological upper hand over AJ at the moment, so it was an interesting wee turn, something you don't really see a lot of. Someone who's just zen, like Nakamura. I'm going to pick AJ to win this, though. I don't think Vince is going to give Nakamura that WWE title. I've not got much.
They have to win the match.
Just keep it going.
Such a pity.
Fight forever.
I generally must. I must be honest. I like them that much. It wouldn't bother me who won. I would just. I don't know. It's hard to pick, you know. So that's the one that definitely won't be deciding on the night.
Right. So you're leaving your prediction blank for the moment, then?
There's no point. I could maybe just say anyway, but there's no point. I can't really say it myself on MD, so I'll leave it blank.
JR?
The thing about Nakamura is he looks so fucking cool when he's got a title belt, so he needs to win this. Their last match, I think the year before, was fucking amazing. A really, really good match. Possibly 5-star. Give them all the time they want. I don't care if it fucking makes the event longer. Like, I would like these guys to get 30 minutes to show you, like, what Nakamura is fully capable of. You know, I don't think we've seen it all yet. He has been holding back, so I really want him to go for it. So, Nakamura to win.
Ricky?
Sorry, I'm going to go Nakamura to win as well. I agree with John Ross. I expect at least 25 minutes to be given to them, and that's 25 minutes of match, not including entrance. This, I know we've said it quite a bit that could be match of the night, but I think this probably is going to be the match of the night.
I hope so.
Like, this is just, like just John Ross says it. What you saw of Nakamura in New Japan, the closest thing you probably will see to it and have seen to it was the first match he had with Sammy.
He had a couple of decent matches with Bobby Roode, but since the Sami Zayn...
But I think, like John Ross said, I think they're going to get 25 minutes, and I think they're just going to go all out, and I'm expecting an absolute 5-star classic. It really, for me, this, if it's not match of the night, then I will be kind of disappointed in it, because I've got such high expectations for it. But I'm absolutely steadfast in my opinion that Nakamura's going to win. Like, I'm convinced about that.
I reserve my right to change my mind later on, but I don't know.
I think we all do.
Everything that's. I mean, the go home shows could change everything. So, but I'm sticking with AJ. I think they're going to keep AJ on SmackDown. See what happens.
Where do you think this match will? What slot do you think this will go? Because I also think there's an outside chance they might let this open, but I wouldn't.
No, I don't think they will.
Third from last, please. Third from last.
That would be a good spot. And then, because you definitely don't want to be second from last.
You don't want to be doing 2 world titles next to each other. Like, you want a space, you want something fun in between. All of them.
I think the Women's Battle Royal could go second from last.
That's a possibility as well.
I like that idea.
As long as it's fun, it needs to be fun.
Fun
and over in like 11 minutes.
Fun or dramatic with Sasha and Bayley being the last 2 left. It's a tough one. But the build was intriguing this week, I must say. Sorry, last week. Need to keep remembering that. So, lastly, we've made it to the end, chaps. Match number 14, which will be the main event. To anyone who says otherwise, Roman said it himself a couple of weeks ago, even though technically being on WrestleMania is the main event, it doesn't matter where, because that's what Vince wants you to believe. But this will close the show. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. It's been a good build. It's been a hell of a lot better of a build than their WrestleMania 31 build. Couple of wee glitches here and there, but it's been decent, most of it. I think Brock's had the upper hand a bit too often in the last couple of weeks. Hopefully that's changed this week. But I can't see. I said earlier on tonight, in fact, they need to get the title home, so I'm going for a Roman win. Ricky?
Yeah, this for me is the most obvious outcome of any match. Like I say, the match they had a few years back was absolutely excellent, and then with Seth cashing in just made it that little bit much better. So I'm expecting a real good match, sort of physical, just sort of like both of them just like battering lumps out of one another. The build itself, it's been good, but also quite obvious in the sense that they're playing on the fact that what everyone says, Brock's part-time, doesn't care, blah, blah, blah. So they're just basically getting Roman saying what we're thinking in the hope of getting Roman rolled over or whatever. But I have enjoyed the build. The build's been good, but it's definitely going to close this match, and Roman is definitely going to win.
Barry?
Yep, definitely will close the pay-per-view. As much as I'm not Roman's biggest fan, it'll be refreshing to have the title back competing on Raw every single week rather than just on a part-time basis. And the feud I would usually not like the feud, but I've quite liked the last couple of weeks, to be honest with you. I've enjoyed some of the violence. It's been pretty solid stuff. Roman's few weeks on his promos was actually a lot better on the mic. As far as I believe, it's true. John Cena wrote both his promos, as far as I'm aware. So that's why it came across far better than normal.
Roman's first two?
Aye.
Oh, I've never heard that. That's quite surprising. I didn't realise it. I didn't know that.
Alright, I thought you might have known that.
No, I didn't know that.
I read it somewhere online. It was a fairly good source, and somebody else at my work mentioned it to me themselves, so I just assumed you would know that, but it could be believable, I suppose, because it did sort of just come from nowhere, because he was always struggled on the mic and stuff, so I was quite surprised myself when he managed to pull them off pretty good. So anyway, not distracted from the fact the title's coming home on a weekly basis. Like, the first match was great. Obviously it topped off with Seth cashing in, but I enjoyed the brutality of their first match. So it will actually have to go some to live up to that, is the only unfortunate thing, but it'll be fortunate at the same time if it does live up to that, and even better. But Roman for the win, and the match will be on last as well.
Let's see, JR, what do you think about this one?
I've been looking forward to this for a wee while. I think we could have had it at SummerSlam, in all honesty.
Aye.
I think that's where we should have got it. But yeah, we're getting it. As Ricky said, fantastic match. The last time they did it, it was brutal. We got to see some blood. That's fun. Let's see some more blood. Let's see some brutal stuff happening. And let's get that fucking title off Brock Lesnar. Roman's kind of surprising, and it's a surprising angle that they're coming at this at. Like, Roman is pretty much just everybody, like the way that they feel about Brock Lesnar. That's what he's explaining in his promos. You know, you're just fucking like some selfish prick. You know what I mean? It's all about you. That's the way that everybody feels about him now. I mean, I think one of the main reasons why Heyman's promos haven't had so much of an impact is because the Brock Lesnar experiment with making him this unbeatable monster it's just run its course. It's boring. Do you know what I mean? So they'll have a good match, but I'm just ready to see Brock Lesnar go away for a wee while. Come back in a couple of years.
Don't come back at all.
That's the other big thing. Like, what, is he coming back or is he not? And I think, as Clive just said, I don't think many people give a shit either way. Like, they just don't care anymore. I completely agree with JR as well. It's going to be a real good match. If there's a bit of blood, I don't know if there will be a bit of blood, but I expect to be some sort of some decent spots, maybe a big spot, a table spot or something. But it's just going to be a brawl, an absolute brawl.
I think it'll be some sort of no-holds-barred match. Apparently, New Orleans have banned blood in their pro wrestling or something. So I don't think there will be blood. I don't know if that's just a crazy sort of random news story, but...
Aye, but if they cut them really...
Hardly.
Like, you can't... I mean, and it's not intentional, it's not blading, then that's allowed. Like, they'll have to stop the match, but that won't stop the impact of it. Because if you go back to Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor, let that enhance the match. The fact that the ref had to keep coming in and fucking...
Big time.
So something like that could work. But I would love that. The intensity of these guys. Sorry, I'm gushing over how much I'm looking forward to it now.
Aye, I think the match itself will be good. The build for this has been really good compared to a few of the other builds. Overall, it's been questionable. Some matches haven't even been confirmed yet, but I think I'm going to make a right bold claim here, gentlemen, that this will be my favourite WrestleMania, has been for years now, WrestleMania 19. I think this might not top it, but this will be the next best one. Wild claim.
Bold predictions.
Yeah.
I'll get right, but...
Because WrestleMania 19 had those 5 matches that could have been the main event. There are a good 4 or 5 here that could be the main event, so hopefully it all depends on the match order as well. I hope they knock it out of the park, and it's up there with WrestleMania 19. Wild claim, as I said, but hopefully that happens.
On face value, I can't argue with that. Saying like that is like, when you look at that, this is we say that we live in a golden age of wrestling. Is that not fucking proof right there?
This could be the proof.
I would like to think, just because the build's not been the greatest, sometimes you find that the build's not great, as long as they pull the pay-per-view off excellently, then I'm all for that. Just another thing with Roman, if he closes the event, actually, it's a wee fact I've found out over the last few weeks. If he does close the event, he'll only be the second guy after Hulk Hogan to win the final match at 4 successive WrestleManias. There you go. This might have been a question of quiz tonight, I've just ruined.
Well, I think it might even be topped again next year.
What, again? You reckon? Aye.
Well, if they go with Daniel Bryan one.
Aye, that's true.
Daniel Bryan in that other match you said, Ronda versus Asuka. Fuck me, man.
That's
I think I'll bet this one.
That's a year away.
Is it New York next year?
New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey.
So it's Giant Stadium, innit?
Oh wow!
Is it the one that was 29? Was that?
Aye, East Rutherford. So Giant Stadium. So overall, man, I'm really, really excited about this WrestleMania. Like, honestly, like, see outside maybe the 2 Battle Royal matches, there isn't a match that I'm not excited about. And I didn't even feel like that last year. So really looking forward to it, to be honest. I think it's going to be a right good show, a real good show. Just hope. I suppose the big thing is we've all says it, like each match you want to be given a certain amount of time, but I think specific matches need that certain amount of time. And that's what's going to be key. Like I'll agree with Barry. I don't care if it goes 5.5 or 6 hours, as long as basically some of these matches get the time that they need.
I would actually say I was more pumped, strangely enough, for last year's at this point in time. Obviously, we've still got a couple of weeks away, but that can be a good thing because there was some flaws about last year's as well that didn't live up to its expectations. So hopefully this one, they pull it right out of the bag because it's got potential to be one of the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. So we're leaving on a positive note then. Fantastic. Just a wee note about the actual scores of the predictions. JR is on 73. This is leading up to WrestleMania. JR's on 73. Barry is on 95. Ricky is on 96. And I am on 102. Before Fastlane, there was a wager set up between JR and myself where JR was pretty sure that Rusev and Nakamura would get 4 stars. Am I right? 4 stars, JR?
4 stars or higher if they got, what was it, more than 15 minutes. But did they get more than 15 minutes?
See, off the top of my head, I don't know.
I mean, talk about it. I'll Google it.
I was just nervous of doing that, I know.
Because basically I said if it gets 3.75 stars and over from Mr. Meltzer, I will take 5 points off my score, but it only got 3.5 stars, so I didn't take 5 points off my score.
Yeah, since it was your... I've got it here, but I'll let you have a look yourself to announce it, because if what I see is right, it's unreal.
But I never said that I was taking points off, but okay.
I said I would take points off.
But you get 3.5 stars, so that means that you keep your points. Well done.
Thank you.
Is that what you were looking for? You were just waiting for me to congratulate you there, weren't you?
No, it's because we had left the listeners who pay attention to the Predictions League on a cliffhanger and they had to be kept up to date. That's all.
I could see. I'm glad that you waited until I came back on to do that. That was nice. Thank you. You're nice sometimes.
You cheeky man, you.
Can I just add some sickening news? The match, according to Wikipedia, actually lasted 14 minutes 50 seconds.
Yes, my pride is intact.
That's true. Well, that's right, I know.
They went an extra 20 seconds, man. They went up.
Uh-huh.
A full half star.
The one that I watched had some lag on the network, so it was actually 15 minutes and 1 second, so there we go. Right, will we finish with a quiz for this evening?
Mm-hmm. Yay.
Okay, here we go. Here's some music for you.
It's fucking quiz time with Ricky and Clive and friends. A fucking WWE quiz.
Okay, I believe Ricky has funnily enough, a WrestleMania themed quiz for us this week. Ricky, would you like to explain the rules and so on and so forth?
Yeah, so it's the same rules as usual. You need to buzz in. I kind of get carried away. I have 14 questions.
Oh, fucking hell, mate.
Such a random number.
14 matches, so 14 questions.
Aye. Yep.
How many fucking tiebreakers have you got?
Just a quick reminder.
14 just in case.
So, right.
Hold on a wee second, Ricky. A quick reminder that my buzzer is, oh, it's true, it's damn true. Barry's buzzer is...
It's me, it's BSE.
And JR's is...
Oh boy.
Right, on you go.
Right, here we go. Who did The Undertaker beat in his first match to begin the streak?
It's me, it's BSE.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to ask something first. Do you mean when they were starting to class it as the... Is that the trick question? To class it as the streak or just first ever Mania match?
When the first class is a streak.
Alright, I don't know then.
Well, I wouldn't say not like his first ever Mania match, so technically that's when the streak did start.
Alright,
so
cool.
when he went to 1-0.
Okay, Jimmy Snooker.
The murderer himself, correct? Anyway, moving on.
Was it one of the quizzes?
No, not at all. The first few questions are about Undertaker right enough. The question number 2. During his entire run in the streak, who has the Undertaker beaten the most?
Oh, it's me. It's it's true. It's damn true.
Go on.
Triple H.
Correct.
Oh, fucking, I knew that, bastard.
So I just got there first.
Right. Who interfered in the no DQ match Undertaker had with Ric Flair at WrestleMania?
Who the fuck was it?
I don't. Just to give you it's a bit of a hint, but it's not really. I put this in for comedy reasons. It's
I
like,
was I don't remember him, dude.
Oh boy, was it
On you go.
Eugene?
No, it's just it's like an ongoing joke bit where we have in this pod.
Pass. I don't know.
But some of us need to go to bed tonight, so...
His first and second name begin with the same letter. A vowel.
No, he did not. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Go on.
Alan Anderson.
Yes.
No way.
I can't remember that at all.
So, again, Undertaker related, the only DQ victory the Undertaker has in his streak and came against who?
DQ victory?
Yep.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Yep.
Is it Giant Gonzalez?
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So the current scores are Clive has 3, Barry has 1, and John Ross, you have none. How many world title matches have taken place during the streak?
Oh, Jesus God, man.
Well, world...
Oh boy.
World WWE title,
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
You know.
Oh boy, 3.
Correct.
Well done.
Well done.
Question number 6. Name each of those opponents.
Oof.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Psycho
Wait,
Sid.
what?
Oh,
That's not your buzzer.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Psycho Sid.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Bautista.
Mm-hmm.
Rated R Superstar. Adam Copeland. Edge.
Correct. So currently, Clive, you're on 4, and the other two gentlemen, you're on 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now we finally move past the Undertaker questions. Name the last 5 WrestleMania venues.
Oh, well.
And
Night,
you can-
guys.
And if you can have it in order if you want, it doesn't make a
Oh
difference.
boy.
Go on.
Right, so last year was
You- you-
in
you-
the Citrus Bowl, then the year before that was Dallas, the year before that was Santa Clara, the year before that was New Orleans, the year before that was that fucking Giant Stadium.
Correct.
Autism!
Did you say
Alpha.
the
The
Giant
first-
Stadium or the Giants Stadium?
Oh, fuck off.
I know.
Oh,
Right.
I seen you. I see you on
The-
the fucking mic.
The first ever WrestleMania took place at which keyword being venue, not city, venue.
It's me, it's BSE.
Mm-hmm.
Madison Square Garden.
Correct. So, Clive, you're on 4, and the other two gentlemen are on... you're on 4, and the other gentlemen are on 2. Name the last... Sorry, it's only been 4. Name the 4 winners of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal from the first winner to the 4th in order.
Oh, it's
Oh, boy.
true. It's damn true.
Oh, oh, that was close.
It's up to you, Ricky. In the spirit of fair competition, let one of the other guys go.
Okay. John Ross.
The first cant to win it was Cesaro. Yeah? The second guy to win it was The Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
The third guy to win it was Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fourth one was Mongo Rawley.
Correct.
And that was the history of the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Okay. Again, this doesn't need to be in order. But name the last 3 people who have left WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion.
It needs to be in order, did you say?
It doesn't need to be in
Oh, it
order.
doesn't. Right.
Oh, it's true, it's damn true. Oh, it's true, it's damn true.
On you go.
Dean Ambrose,
Mm-hmm.
Zack Ryder,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bryan.
Correct.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
So,
Well
score
done.
update. Clive's on 5, John Ross is on 3, and Barry's on 2. Okay,
Okay.
here we go. Who were the special guest referees in the main event at WrestleMania 1? And if you only guess one, I'll give you a point.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. T?
No, he was in the match.
Oh,
It's BAZ.
Yep.
I know one anyway. Well, I think I do. Muhammad Ali.
Correct. Do you want to hazard a guess at the other one?
Cyndi Lauper.
So I was going to say I think it is a woman, but is it a woman?
No, it's not a woman.
Nah, I don't. I would have probably guessed Cyndi Lauper as well, because I remember her being at that. So no,
I'll
unfortunately, I don't know.
I'll give you a clue. The first 3 letters of his first name are the same as his surname.
Is it,
Anderson.
is it Marky Mark from New Kids on the Block?
What?
Oh, it's true, it's damn true.
Yes.
I don't know. Somebody said Arn Anderson, I'm going to guess that.
No.
I don't know the answer.
Did you
I don't think I've ever seen this.
like
I tried to watch WrestleMania 1 and it was just nah. Just nah.
I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I'm pretty certain he's still involved in a backstage role.
Oh,
What was the clue actually? What
is
did
it
you
Pat
say?
Patterson?
Correct.
Aye.
Right, here we go. So currently it is Clive with 6. Yep. And the other 2 gentlemen, you both have 3. True or false? Triple H has faced all members of Evolution at one point at WrestleMania. Whether it be in a tag match, singles match...
Oh
triple threat,
boy.
whatever.
That's not true.
That is correct.
Because he'd never faced Ric Flair. Can I get that as a bonus point?
Nope.
Bastards.
Right, so who won the Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania 26?
Oh, it's true, it's damn true.
Go on.
Rob Van Dam.
Wrong.
It's me. It's
Oh.
BAZ.
On you go.
Jake Swagger.
Correct.
I got mixed up big time.
Jake Swagger.
I was thinking 2006.
We move to the final question,
Jackie
but,
Swagger.
but Clive, you're this week's winners, but I'll ask you the final question. I actually might just give you a bonus 10 points for this question. No, I won't.
Yeah,
Right.
just to screw fucking.
That was
deal
that wee
like
tag.
that, yeah.
Was it? It just made these points up in there.
Brock Lesnar has had 7 matches at WrestleMania. What is his win-loss record?
It's me. It's BAZ.
Yes.
4 wins, 3 losses.
Correct.
Does a loss count if you weren't pinned?
Well, he technically lost the match, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost it.
Okay, I'm just being
Nah,
a
it
bit
was a triple
pedantic.
threat on it. So
Okay. Well,
And that concludes this week's quiz.
good night.
Thank you. That was a good quiz. We all did well with the answers there, but it was still a nice wee trip down memory lane, even though I have no memory at all of there being celebrity referees in that match. That concludes. We finally got there. The WrestleMania preview and prediction show. That was a long one. A few technical difficulties along the way as well, but we're here. As I have said a few times now, this has been recorded a week before. Hopefully the guys from One Nation Radio and the likes and SMC can cover the week of leading up to WrestleMania. So you can catch Rich and James on One Nation Radio and One Nation Live. You've got Carl, Rance and Caleb on the SMC Wrestling Podcast, and for all your New Japan stuff, you've got Jeremy and Josh on Keeping It Strong Style. Make sure to check the Wrestling Squared Circle Facebook group. Also, make sure you rate and review the podcasts at 5.5 stars on all your podcasting apps. I think that's it. Follow us at Ricky and Clive on Twitter. Ricky, have you got anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out. If you also can just listen out and download Jordan Fox's podcast, which is the Good Brothers Wrestling Podcast, and I would also like to congratulate Jordan Fox. He became a publicist for the IWR wrestling promotion. He'll be travelling around cities like New York, Boston, LA, etc. So it's a pretty good gig. And shout out to him and follow him, guys, on Twitter and Facebook. And that was Jordan Fox.
Is that the Oklahoma promotion?
Yes.
Good stuff.
So he's done well. But just a shout out to everyone on Social Suplex and everyone who just to enjoy WrestleMania.
Barry, any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Curtis Henning, Mr. Perfect, who would have been 60 today actually. So
right.
Happy birthday. Hope everybody enjoys Mania. It should be good. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be off the next day. I'll be watching the aftermath of Raw as well. So enjoy everybody, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
JR?
Aye, thanks for having us back on. Really enjoyed it.
Good.
No specific shout outs.
Okie doke. Well, let's call it quits at just over the 2 hour mark. Thank you for listening and enjoy WrestleMania as much as you are allowed to. It better be good. You fucking better listening. Oh, I meant to say Dolph Ziggler's going to interfere in the AJ versus Nakamura match and ruin the... He is.
Die.
Night, everyone.
The fact that you thought that and said it.
It's going to happen.
Die.
Dolph Ziggler's going to sabotage the whole WrestleMania. On that
Very
note,
whitey if that happens.
Night, everyone. Take care.
Good night.
Take care, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Podcast. We'll see you next time.